Hello everyone, my name's Paul. I work for a company called Micrographics. We are an Autodesk reseller, and today I'd like to discuss with you the new capability of Revit 2024. There is an interesting belief among some people that Revit versions of even numbers are sometimes not as stable as the odds. That is of course a fallacy. So I would recommend that if you haven't moved up to a Revit 24 for a new project, that you do so by now. The software is stable and most of the apps would be available, although that would be left up to you to consider. So one of the great things about Revit 2024 is that it recognizes the description metadata from the cloud. So if I might explain to you how the ISO 19650 just very shortly operates, is that we have a code that looks something like you see on the screen over here, where we've got, for those of you that don't know the ISO 19650 code, or naming codes for BIM standards, that would refer to the project, that would refer the next item, which is put after a dash, that would be the originator, the zone, the level, the type of file, the discipline, and a number or a placeholder in the case of a sheet. So we've actually got the ability to set this up within the cloud and to enforce that on folders, which is a really nice thing to do if you have that capability. One of the shortcomings at the moment is that only a project administrator can rename files. It is a bit heavy on the overhead for the admin, but so be it. And then we've got the customization of this naming standard that we apply. Three of them are related statuses. Those are or related attributes: the status or the suitability of the file, the revision, and the classification. And we would like to have a look at that in time as well. All right. So going back to the files, we'll see that when we have a Revit file on the cloud, we have the ability, because it's very difficult to see what this file really is. It's on a complex project. There's an enormous amount of files. It's difficult to understand which each one of them is. Sometimes the models are big. We have to subdivide them, and we need to fit them together like a puzzle. All right. So over here we've got the description field, and we can enter a value here. So let's suppose this was a simple project. We can just say this is the architectural model building, for argument's sake, model for building A, like that. There's architectural model for building A, and we can see that on the screen. It's easy to understand what this file is to a novice or to somebody that isn't. So, if you don't have a photographic memory, you don't remember what each one of the files is called, then that's one of the things that you can do. And luckily for us, this is now included on the Revit 2024 homepage. This is not the case with Revit 2023. So they've revamped the homepage. We've got the ability on the left hand side to expand the folders and to see all the folders that we have access to. I am of course project admin on this, and so it expands this list for me extensively. If I only had access to some of these folders, it would only show me those folders. And that you can see is the new Revit home. It's an option that you can exercise. You can switch that button on and actually see that file. And when you navigate to the folder, you will see that you've got the Revit file on the right hand side. At the moment, because I've just filled the description in, that's not visible. Let's refresh this page. We can see we've got the refresh button over there, and then what it will do is it will read the metadata, and my description of the file is available for me. This is a huge improvement for those of us that use Revit to interface with the cloud. We don't have to open both the browser and Revit and navigate with our eyes and compare file names before we might open the wrong file and then open the right file. We've actually got the description right next to the file. That's exactly what we want. It's a great improvement, and I applaud Autodesk for implementing this. So on the right hand side over there, you can also see one of the advantages of the new home platform is you can view that online directly. If you click on the button, it will open that for you in a browser. It takes you directly to that folder. We'll just wait for it to open quickly. All right, now you can see it's navigating to the correct folder. Not the correct folder, at least the correct project. All right, so it's not perfect yet, but it's there. And of course, the usual tools are still available for us. There's the column settings that we can choose. You can see you can actually choose which of the columns is displayed. The available columns that you've got, modified by date, modified by, the published status, the published date, the description, size, model type. So that's nice that we've got a bit of a setting up going there. And then if we do open the file, we've got this ... that we've got at the bottom on the right. And there we can see the usual tools that we are familiar with. Open worksets with... So just for those of you that don't know, with Revit Cloud models, your interface is a bit different within your model. So when we work on mechanical files or architectural files, or any file that we are using either rooms or spaces, then we'd like to generate those spaces correctly. One of the things that we learned on some of these large models is that and also to open a model quickly, is to close all the work sets up on opening. So therefore we use usually open work sets, open with work set specify. That allows us to switch all the work sets off and then switch them on when the project is open. The project will open quickly, and then we can switch the work sets on that we are interested in. That seems to generate the rooms and the spaces more accurately. And then open and audit, auditing the file obviously, and you can publish latest with links or publish latest without links. The publish latest without links is the one that we usually choose, especially if we've got BIM Collaborate Pro, in which case we've got a federated model. We don't have to publish a model with links. So that is a great thing as well. And then we've got the version history. The version history allows you to enter the file in a mode that you can revert to an earlier version. Of course, it's the database, so it's an earlier version of the database. You can roll back, is the correct technical term that we used to do with central files that are on our local files. There we can do that in the cloud. And then we've also got the relinquish if we want to kick everybody off, and then start a new file from there if necessary. Just remember, it's good practice if you're not going to be at your computer to synchronize your file so that it doesn't stay disconnected from the central model for too long, and that the model doesn't become incompatible with the central model. So all of that's available on the New Home tab, but the great advantage of the New Home tab, I'm very, very happy that Autodesk has done this, is that we've got the description field being read from the cloud. The metadata is available for us. We can see what the file is. We don't need, so it just makes our lives very easy. So I hope you enjoy this new Revit 2024 interface, and if you need any assistance with it, please let us know at Micrographics. We're here to help. And until next time, enjoy Revit.